So hi students, so this is my sixth video lecture on same chapter, that is solution and colligative property. In the last lecture we have discussed with a second colligative property, that was elevation in boiling point. So third one is a depression in freezing point, which is related with your second colligative property. Now depression in freezing point. So first of all, what is meant by freezing point? So freezing point is defined as a temperature at which when vapor pressure of liquid equal to the vapor pressure of solid state. When vapor pressure of liquid is equal to the vapor pressure of solid state is called as freezing point. Now with the help of graph we will go through. I have taken two axes. One is a vapor pressure and second is a temperature. On x-axis we have temperature and on the y-axis we have a vapor pressure. Suppose I have taken a solvent. This solvent is a volatile, and in this solvent we have added a non-volatile solid. Yes, solvent is a volatile and we added a non-volatile solid. Now this form a solution, and the solution which is formed, there is a decrease in vapor pressure. Vapor pressure क्या होता है इसका? Decrease होता है. We have discussed, we have seen in a first colligative property, that is called as lowering of vapor pressure. Now here, suppose I have taken a curve here. This curve is for the solvent, that is volatile solvent. So as we know that with increase in temperature vapor pressure increases. Yes, हम टेम्परेचर बढ़ाते जाएंगे तो वेपर प्रेशर क्या होगा? इंक्रीज होगा. Now in this solvent I have added a non-volatile solid, and due to the addition of non-volatile solid there is a decrease in vapor pressure. So another curve will go down. This curve is for the solution. Yes, this curve is for the solution. Okay, now here we are going through depression in freezing point. In order to freeze the liquid, there is a decrease in temperature. When we decrease the temperature, vapor pressure of liquid decreases. So suppose this curve is for the solid state. This curve or this line is for the solid state. Now here, suppose first we take about the solvent. As we know that with decrease in temperature, vapor pressure of solvent decreases and it goes on decreasing and come to this point or match with this point, or it is equal to the vapor pressure of the solid state. So I can say that at this temperature your solvent will freeze. हम क्या कर रहे हैं? टेम्परेचर डिक्रीज कर रहे हैं तो वेपर प्रेशर क्या हो रहा है? कम होते आ रहे हैं. और किसके इक्वल हो गया? सॉलिड के वेपर प्रेशर के इक्वल. तो इस टेम्परेचर पे क्या फ्रीज होगा? दैट इज योर सॉल्वेंट. नाउ इन दिस सॉल्वेंट आई हैव एडेड अ नॉन volatile solid, formation of solution here. Solution. So once again we have to freeze the solution. What we have to do? We have to decrease the temperature. When you decrease the temperature, vapor pressure get decreases. It goes on decreasing and come to these points. But at this point, there is a, what is freezing here? Solvent is freezing here. So in order to freeze the solution, we have to decrease the temperature. So we decrease the temperature and the vapor pressure of solution is equal to the vapor pressure of the solid state. So at this temperature your solution will freeze. Okay, now This is given by delta TF. It is given by delta TF. This difference is called as delta TF. Delta TF is nothing but a depression in freezing point. Yes, delta TF is called as depression in freezing point. So what is depression in freezing point? A depression in freezing point is due to addition of non-volatile solute in a volatile solvent. What is depression freezing point? Depression freezing point is due to addition of non-volatile solute in a volatile solvent. So it is given by the formula delta TF is equal to TF0 minus TF. Yes, we have seen in elevation boiling point, that was the formula TB minus T0, here TF0 minus TF. Now, as we know that delta TF depression freezing point is directly proportional to small m. Small m is called as molality. So I can write as delta TF proportional. What is molality? Defined as number of moles of solute upon mass of solvent in kg. Yes, mass of solvent in kg. So here elevation boiling point delta TF is directly proportional to the number of moles. So it is proved that delta TB is a colligative property. What is colligative property? Colligative property depends on the number of solid particles. So here delta TF is a depression freezing point is directly proportional to the number of solid particles. Yes. So after removing the proportionality sign, we write as delta TF is equal to Kf into M. Kf into M, K is called as constant, which is molar depression constant, which is called as molar depression constant. Okay. Now we will see the relationship between molar mass of solute and depression in freezing point. Okay. So as we know that delta TF is equal to Kf into M. And what is M? M is molality, which is defined as number of moles of solid upon mass of solvent in kg. So N2 is a number of moles, and N2 can be written as mass upon molar mass. N2 is a number of moles formula, mass upon molar mass. So N2 W2 M2. Now substitute the value in this. So M is equal to W2 M2 W1. Okay, the value of M will be W2 upon M2 W1. Now substitute this value in this equation. So final equation we getting here, delta TF is equal to Kf. Yes, what is the value of M? That is W2 upon M2 W1. So this is another formula. So here total 3 formulas are there. One, in order to find out the difference, delta TF. Second formula, delta TF is equal to Kf into M. Sometime in the numericals directly molarity is given, constant will be given, and you have to find out the delta TF. Okay. And third formula, this formula is used to calculate the molar mass of unknown solid. Yes, all the quantities will be given and we have to find out the molar mass of solid. So we have finished with the third colligative property, that is depression in freezing point. So next topic is ideal and non-ideal solution. So what is mean by ideal and non-ideal? So first we will discuss with the ideal solution. A solution which obeys Raoult's law over entire range of concentration at all temperature. A solution which obeys the Raoult's law, जो Raoult's law को obey करेगा उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? Ideal solution कहते हैं. Now we will discuss with the Raoult's law. Okay, we have discussed already Raoult's law. Suppose I am having a solution. Yes, I am having a solution और इस सॉल्यूशन का मैंने ऑब्जर्व वेपर प्रेशर क्या किया? फाइंड आउट किया बाय और फ्रॉम एक्सपेरिमेंट. I have find out the observed vapor pressure of this solution by using a manometer. Manometer is an instrument through which we can find out the vapor pressure of the solution. So observed vapor pressure I have it. Okay. Now of same solution we have find out the vapor pressure by using a Raoult's law. If I talk about, we can write as P10 x1 plus P20 x2. So vapor pressure of solution is calculated by Raoult's law. So it is found that the observed vapor pressure, which is from the experimental condition, is same the vapor pressure of the solution which is calculated by the Raoult's law. So this is the condition of the ideal solution. कि मेरे पास एक solution था, तो उस solution का suppose मैंने vapor pressure क्या किया? Find out किया. Suppose it has 1 atmospheric pressure. जब मैंने same solution का vapor pressure Raoult's law के formula से calculate किया तो उसका भी वेपर प्रेशर क्या हुआ? सेम निकला. तो दिस इज द कंडीशन फॉर द आइडियल सॉल्यूशन. सेम हियर, इंडिविजुअल कंपोनेंट मींस आई जस्ट हैविंग अ सॉल्वेंट. मेरे पास एक सॉल्वेंट था, तो इस सॉल्वेंट का वेपर प्रेशर सपोज P1 मान लेते हैं. दैट इज अ ऑब्जर्व वेपर प्रेशर. इस सॉल्वेंट का वेपर प्रेशर मैंने फाइंड आउट किया बाय द एक्सपेरिमेंटल कंडीशन, which is equal to as per the Raoult's law क्या होगा? P10 x1. So when we have find out the vapor pressure of same component by using a Raoult's law, both were same. Okay, same here. P2 will be equal to P20 x2. So P2 observed vapor pressure and P20 x2, which is calculated by the Raoult's law, both are same. Okay, so this is the first solution which obeys the Raoult's law over entire range of concentration at all temperature. Now second one, delta V mixing is equal to 0. So this is a second condition which shows the ideal solution when when volume of mixing will be 0. Volume of mixing will be 0 means, suppose if I am having a solvent, A solvent having a A molecule, and another I am having a B solid. This is the B molecule. I add this together, so finally it form a solution. Okay, suppose if I say A solvent is a 10 ml and B solute is a 10 ml. The solution which is formed, what will be the total volume? 20 ml. What this means? Delta V is equal to initial total volume and final total volume. If it will be same, then is called as ideal solution. जब initial total volume और final volume of solution, अगर final volume of solution change नहीं होता है, decrease नहीं होता या increase नहीं होता है, वो same होता है, at that condition को हम क्या कहते हैं? Ideal solution. So initial total volume and final total volume. This is a suppose V2 which is 20 and initial total volume that is a V1 that is 20. So it will be 0. So this is the second condition for the ideal solution. Delta V mix or delta V mix is equal to 0. Now third condition. Third condition, if delta H mixing is equal to 0, means enthalpy of mixing will be 0. Suppose, so once again I am having a solvent, and in this solvent, if I added a solid, while adding a solid in the solvent, there is no heat is evolved or heat is absorbed. At that time, enthalpy of mixing will be 0. So this is a condition for the ideal solution. When we mix two components, while mixing the two components, no heat or no heat is evolved or no heat is absorbed. So that is a condition for the ideal solution. Okay. Now, fourth one is very important, that is intermolecular force of attraction. Now, intermolecular force of attraction play a very important role for volume of mixing and mixing of or delta H mixing, that is enthalpy of mixing. Now, suppose if I take a solvent, that is a solvent, and second is a B solvent. Here A solvent means A bond will be there. I can say A liquid having a A bond and B liquid having a B bond. Now when we add A or B mixed together, it forms AB solution. So in AB solution there will be AB bond. Okay. Now, so here in order to form AB, we have to break this AA bond. For breaking of bond, we require energy. Same here, in order to break BB bond, for the breaking of BB bond, we require energy. Suppose for the breaking of this AA bond, it requires a 10 kilojoule, and for the breaking of BB bond, we also require a 10 kilojoule. So in order to form AB bond, how many energy we require? 20 kilojoule. Okay. So here intermolecular force of attraction of AA equal to BB, which is equal to AB. Yes. So please remember, जितना इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन अगर चेंज होगा, इसका इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन, इसका इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन, अगर इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन का चेंज हुआ, तो क्या होगा, मॉलिक्यूल्स करीब आएंगे, जितना इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन ज्यादा होगा मॉलिक्यूल्स क्या होंगे, अट्रैक्ट होंगे, और मॉलिक्यूल्स जब अट्रैक्ट होंगे तो वॉल्यूम क्या होगा, चेंज होगा, वॉल्यूम विल बी चेंज, सो दैट विल बी द नॉन आइडियल सॉल्यूशन. So here intermolecular force of attraction is connected with these two. Please remember, जितना मॉलिक्यूल इंटरैक्ट स्ट्रांगली इंटरैक्ट होंगे तो क्या होगा, वॉल्यूम ऑफ मिक्सिंग क्या होगा, चेंज होगा और नॉन इक्वल टू जीरो आएगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज नॉन आइडियल सॉल्यूशन. सेम हियर, मॉलिक्यूल जितना अट्रैक्ट होगा यस तो उतना ही उसकी डेल्टा एच की वैल्यू क्या होगी, ज्यादा होगी. तो डेल्टा एच वैल्यू क्या होगी, चेंज हो जाएगी, और डेल्टा एच वैल्यू चेंज हो जाएगी, तो एट दैट टाइम इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ नॉन आइडियल सॉल्यूशन. सो इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द नॉन आइडियल सॉल्यूशन इज ऑपोजिट ऑफ इट. ओके, so if talk about the non ideal solution, a solution which do not obey the Raoult's law over the entire range of concentration at all temperature. What this means that P observed is not equal to P10 x1 P20 x2. Means the value of the solution or Weber pressure of the solution which is calculated by the experimental condition by using a manometer will not equal to the Weber pressure of the solution which is calculated by the Raoult's law. So this is the condition, the solution which do not obey the Raoult's law over the entire range of concentration. Next, delta V mixing is not equal to 0. For the non-ideal solution, delta V mix is not equal to 0. Means if I have taken a solvent, suppose 10 ml, in this solvent I added a solid, suppose 20 ml. Okay, sir, we will take a less amount, okay, as per your solution definition. Suppose I have taken a solid 5 ml. So total volume should be what, 15, but it is not 15, it will change. Okay, it may be decreases. Okay, so at this time delta V mix is not equal to 0, that is called as a non-ideal solution. Same here, delta H mixing is not equal to 0. Why? Because during the formation of the solution, when we add a solute in a solvent, there is a release of heat or absorption of heat. So some amount of heat will release or some amount of heat will absorb, which depends on the intermolecular force of attraction. So here delta H mix, that is called as enthalpy of mixing, is not equal to 0. Okay.